Rob did the bike today, so that means he came in asymptomatic. But then they gauge how he feels after that. So that's kind of how the whole concussion protocol works. So he was out today, and he's on that path.
Coach, the transition into a regular season, what do you guys begin to work on in terms of preparing for other teams, or maybe you haven't reached that point yet?
You don't prepare for any individual teams just yet. We've done actions and things that we'll guard throughout the course of the league over and over and over. I think you just continue to look at different things that are good for your team, try to clean up what you do, and then you start getting ready for those as you get a little closer to game time. So we'll see.
Does the construct of practice change at all from training camp to now?
You usually go a little less time. We went a little bit longer today just because an hour and a half or an hour and 40, just because we had 2 straight days off at our feet for some of our main starting guys, and Smart and Canner. So it was good for those guys to get a little time, but they needed to go today. So we'll figure out kind of what we want to do with all our lineups, and we'll figure out what we want to do with our practice plans here as we move forward. I thought today we were just okay. It's the first day that I thought we took a step back a little bit.
I was going to say, after the last couple of days off, you said you were surprised at how flat everybody kind of was. How did that group respond?
I think that's pretty normal to be. That's usually you go to talk to any college coach that practices 6 days and takes 1 off, or any pro coach that takes a couple days off. It takes a while to get back into it. But you got to be able to do that throughout the course of the season. I think you get more used to it after October. But yeah, I thought that we were a little bit flat today on the defensive end of the floor, which if we're going to be flat on that end, we're going to get scored on a lot. So our offense better be good.
Carsen has had games like that in college, but have you seen that?
I've never seen 8 threes in 5 minutes before in a game. I don't know if it's been done. But yeah, he has a chance to go on runs, right? And that's the bottom line. He can go for 3 quick ones. You feel like you're out of a game, you're down 11, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. Those guys are invaluable, and they are people that you think about when you're scouting. I think that as we get ready to play other teams, guys that can go on 9-0 runs by themselves are scary.
Considering the number of options you've got, the young guys especially, have you figured out what your optimal rotation will be in terms of numbers-wise?
It'll depend on the game. It'll really depend on the game. I can tell you, probably right now, 5 guys that are going to play a lot. I'm sure you can write down who those 5 are, and then but everybody else is of course. But everybody else has added a lot of good things, and so there's a lot of minutes left. And we're a team, and we're going to have to operate like one. Sometimes it's going to be your night, sometimes it's not. But we believe in everybody's ability to impact.
Brad, how far do you want to go in terms of numbers? 10, 11? Is that too many?
I don't think anybody's ever really wants to go that deep, but there will be times that you do, just because we'll be rotating, especially our big spots.
What kind of challenge is that to have a guy, tell a guy, some days you might play 30 minutes, some days you get DNP?
I don't think it's a challenge to tell them. It's not fun. It's not an enjoyable part of the job, but the challenge is being great at it. It's why I've said this many times, and I singled out Wanamaker quite a bit last year, and I singled out Ojale quite a bit because those guys can do that. I'm not saying that they will this year. I'm just saying they have in the past. That is a special ability. Probably a lot harder than being a guy whose name gets called every night in the starting lineup. It's the guy that doesn't play consistent minutes and may have a 20-minute game and may have a 0-minute game. Those are the most challenging positions on a team, in my opinion.